Good morning. Good morning to those of you out there in the pews and to those of you who are joining us online. Good morning to our indispensable AV crew. Good morning to those makers of joyful sounds, the choir, Elizabeth, our music director, and Alicia, our pianist this morning. And good morning, a special welcome to Rev Tom Capo, our minister. My name is Jack Stiefel. I will serve this morning as your pulpit host. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And for those of you who may not be able to clearly see me, I'm an older man with gray hair and reading glasses. No, they're not reading glasses, they're bifocals. I have no facial hair, and I'm wearing a navy blue shirt this morning. And one of the things that I should have said earlier is, welcome. Welcome to each and every one of you to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Vero Beach, UUFVB for short. Please know that you are welcome here, just as you come to us today. Now, at the conclusion of this morning's service, I invite everyone to join us in the fellowship hall for some beverages, snacks, and conversation. If you've just recently started to visit us, follow the crowd, and once you're in fellowship hall, please take a red mug. This will help you find us to find you and to give you our usual warm UU welcome. Here at UUFVB, we think it's important to acknowledge and support each other's and our fellowship's accomplishments. You may have noticed in the order of service that Kim McIntyre, our administrator, has introduced a section at the bottom of the first page of the order of service that celebrates the generosity of the fellowship. And speaking of generosity, I have received a note of thanks from the Farm Worker Association of Florida. A note of thanks. And this is a little small for you to read, so we project it up on the wall. And for those of us who are Spanish language challenged, the card reads, "Thank you very much, my friends, for your generosity." And it's signed by Maria Martinez. She's the regional coordinator for the Farm Workers Association in Fellsmere. And it's also signed by her assistant, who's a hardworking person, Blanca Valentin, sorry, there we go. Over the last 3 weeks, almost all of you have overwhelmingly supported our Aid to Immigrants project. And you've provided abundant food and clothing for many, many, many immigrant farm worker families in Fellsmere. We delivered over 100 boxes containing your contributions to Fellsmere, where they are being distributed. 3 of our shared UU values come to mind as we celebrate the culmination of this project: justice, equity, and especially generosity. I recently heard several people around here say that it really felt good to do something tangible in these challenging times that we know made a difference. Now, in addition to feeling gratified for the work we did, we can also be grateful that we have had the means to contribute to this project. Now, please check out the other important announcements in your order of service so that you can keep informed about the numerous happenings here. But I have a couple that I want to call your attention to this morning. This morning at noon, right here in the sanctuary, there will be a celebration of life for Kathy Katrovitz. And next Sunday will be our congregation's annual meeting at 11:30 a.m. Please try to attend. And finally this morning, please turn off your electronic devices as we begin our service with the introit.
Gaudeamus, 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 It is our tradition to light a chalice at the beginning of our services, and it is part of our tradition as well to say the words of the chalice lighting together. Would you light the chalice, please? Out of the darkness, light. Out of the light, warmth. Out of the warmth, joy. Out of the joy, togetherness. May this flame hold us for the time we are here with one another.
Please join us in our opening hymn, number 1000, Morning Has Come. Rise as you are willing and able.
Morning has come, arise and greet the day. Dance with joy and sing a song of gladness. The light of hope here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. Open our eyes to see that life abounds. Open hearts to welcome it among us. The light of hope here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home.
Yeah. Ron? Hold on.
In the house,
There
Ron
he is, there you
Lombardo
go.
in the house. Hey, here's Ron Lombardo.
Wrong time for a nap. Sorry. God bless you all. It's my privilege to bring you the Time for All Ages. We know about the bucket list, but this is different. This is a different kind of bucket story. So, have you filled your bucket today? That's the big question. All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket. You can't see it, but it is there. You have a bucket, and each member of your family has a bucket. Your parents, grandparents, friends, and neighbors all have invisible buckets. Everyone carries a bucket. But your bucket has one purpose only. Its purpose is to hold your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself. You feel good and happy when your bucket is full, and you feel lonely and sad when your bucket is empty. Other people feel the same way too. They're happy when their buckets are full, and they're sad when their buckets are empty. It's great to have a full basket, and this is how it works. Now keep in mind, other people can fill your bucket, and you can fill theirs. And you can fill your own bucket too. So, how does all this work? Well, you fill a bucket when you are caring or show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you simply give someone a smile. That's being a bucket filler. When you're a loving, caring person who says and does nice things to make others feel special, when you treat others with kindness and respect, you fill their bucket. Now listen carefully. You can also dip into a bucket and take out some good feelings. You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone. Then that's bucket dipping. Bullying is definitely bucket dipping. And when you hurt others, you dip into their basket, and that can dip into your own bucket as well. Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They may think they can fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that will never work. You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's. But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you could be filling your own bucket too. You feel good when you help others feel good. So, all day long, we are either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what we say and what we do. Try to fill a bucket and see what happens. You love your mom and dad, so why not tell them you love them? And you can even tell them why. Your caring words will fill their buckets with joy. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. You will feel like smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you have filled a bucket. If you practice, you'll become a great bucket filler. Just remember that everyone carries an invisible bucket, and think of what you can say or do to fill it. Here are some ideas for you. You could smile and say hi to the bus driver. Yes, that's right, he has a bucket too. Or you could invite the new kid at school to play with you. Perhaps you could write a thank you note to your teacher. You could tell your grandma and grandpa that you like spending time with them. There are many ways to fill a bucket. It is fun and easy to do. It doesn't matter how old or young you are. It doesn't cost money. It doesn't take much time. And remember, when you fill someone else's basket, you fill your own bucket too. It can make your home, your school, your neighborhood better places for all. Bucket filling makes everyone feel good. So why not decide to be a bucket filler today? Just start each day by saying to yourself, I'm going to do something to fill someone's bucket today. And at the end of the day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? And if you did, you can truly say, yes, yes, I did. That's the life of a bucket filler. And that could be you. Thank you.
I'm going to test you out a little bit today. I'm going to give you something a little different to do. We're going to do greetings, but we're going to do it a little differently. So let me give you the instructions, and then we'll go forward. So this side of the room, while this side of the room is greeting, I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just listen. Listen as they greet one another. And you all, in just a second, when I ring this little gong here, you all can greet one another, and you too can greet one another. Okay? So, these two sections, take a deep breath, close your eyes, pay attention to what you hear, experience, and these two sections, you're invited now to greet one another and say something that might fill their bucket as you greet them. Yeah, you're greeting first.
I got it.
I got it.
Love
I
it.
think
Thank you,
people
Tom.
on the other side don't feel like they're going to have a chance to greet.
They will. They will.
We've been reading for an hour now.
All right, well. All right, now you on the right. Sit down. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. All right, those folks on the right, now it's your turn. Take a deep breath, settle down, get grounded, close your eyes, and just listen. You too on the choir. And these two groups, these two rows, now you all greet one another and offer something that might fill someone's bucket. Okay? All right. Now I invite you to sit back down. Take a moment to just allow what you have experienced, both in your time of greeting and offering and your time of silence. May the joyful sounds of greeting and affirmation stay with us as we move through the rest of the service and the rest of today, perhaps even the rest of the week. It is our tradition to light a candle when one of our members has passed. This week has been a sad one. We had two people who left us, so I light two candles. one for Dewey Rogers, and one for Christy O'Neill. I ask us just to hold them, their families, really all of us, in your hearts. And so this time, when we acknowledge our sorrows and joys, gifts and needs, is even more poignant and more important. Before us is water, the very sustenance of life. Water can buoy us up, nourish, cleanse, and replenish us. Source of life, which creates beauty and the very making of tears. This community, like water, is the very sustenance of one another's lives. Especially when we remember the sacred obligation that we hold as a community to buoy each other up in times of sadness, to nourish one another in times of want, to cleanse one another with acts of kindness and generosity, and to replenish one another when our hearts are weary and worn. Today, with this water, I remind us visually of our sacred obligation to each other. I add salt for the tears that have fallen this week. May we remember that though there are those among us in pain, so let us be especially tender with one another. For we know not what is in the sacred sanctuary, silent sanctuary of one another's hearts. And I add some flowers to remind us of the beauty and joy that surrounds our lives, that floats on the surface of many of our faces and enlivens our spirits. In a moment, I will invite those who find it meaningful to come forward and place a pebble in the water. But first, if there are those of you who'd like me to place a pebble for you, if you will raise your hands, I will do so. Now you may come forward if you wish. May all that we offer one another keep us connected and blessed within this hour and the week ahead. May it be so. Amen.
This is the time in our service when we express our gratitude and commitment by sharing our financial resources. On most Sundays, our offering is shared with worthy local organizations that assist the underserved. But on the first Sunday of the month, all of the offering goes to support the good, vital work that we do here at the fellowship. Now, as the ushers come forward, I have a quick question. How many of you found a spot to park your car or bicycle this morning? And then I'm thinking you made your way to the beautifully landscaped front entrance, and there you entered our well-lit, refreshingly cool, well-maintained building. And here we are, all gathered together for an enriching morning service, which, by the way, is largely the result of the collaboration of our amazing staff, our campus, our building, our staff. Three important aspects of our fellowship that your contributions will support this morning. So, please place your offering in an envelope from the back of the pews, place cash in the basket, or donate by clicking on the QR code with your phone. And now we will receive the offering, and as we do, let's do so generously and gratefully.
I invite us now into a time of prayer, meditation, contemplation. Each of us has our own way to enter that space. You might take a slow breath, a Let your eyes rest or close. And bring your attention within yourself. Joy is hard. Joy requires us to feel safe enough, to be safe enough, to open to vulnerability. To feel joy, you must be brave. Joy walks into a room after the space has been cleared of shame, cleared of doubt, cleared of self-recrimination. Joy is hard. And joy is worth the hard work of preparation. Preparing oneself and setting down all the defenses, all the shoulds and could-haves, all the should not haves and might haves. Joy is worth the work. You are worth the work. You can start small. A simple pleasure of your favorite tea. The grand freedom of a full belly laugh. Friends, I invite you. Let joy be your companion through life's journey. Amen.
Hey ho, bowman, hey dapper Dan, you both got your style, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. You're never dressed without one. Your clothes may be bow-rummely, they stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Road? It's what you wear from ear to ear, and not from head to toe that matters. So senator, so janitor, so long for a while. Remember, you're never fully dressed, though you may wear a vest. You're never fully dressed without a smile. Smile, 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 are you smile?
Yep. Joy is hard, and joy is worth the hard work of preparation. I read this meditation on joy Friday after hearing of Christy's death. I was reminded how feeling joy really can be very hard. Her short illness and death was so sudden. And I was in shock and still am to some extent. When she went into the hospital with a perforated colon, intestine, I knew it was serious. But I really expected her to come through it. Maybe she would have a long recovery, not that she would die. After talking with her kids and our staff, all of whom were in shock, I came home to write this sermon on joy. And as I wrote it, I remembered what William Blake wrote, "Joy and woe are woven fine." I have to tell you, in the midst of woe this past Friday, joy didn't seem to be woven fine in me. And so I started reflecting on the work that I've done to keep joy alive within me during times of woe. I'm still setting down all the shoulds and could-haves and the should not haves and the might haves. Perhaps you are too. But I know and I trust that we are going to move through the next several days and weeks together. In the description for this sermon in the newsletter, you might have read the following quote from machine learning engineer Anshu Mishra. "Each day I eagerly embrace the opportunity to connect with someone new, to listen to their stories and understand their challenges. It's a delightful dance of words, emotions, and experiences that allows me to not only learn and grow, but also make a meaningful impact." Connecting with people, particularly new people, has always been one way I fill my heart with joy and delight. It allows me to learn and grow. It helps me make meaningful relationships so that I'm able to meet difficult times with my emotional bucket filled by these experiences. The woe doesn't overwhelm me. But I have to admit to you, I'm experiencing some hesitancy nowadays in embracing the opportunity to connect with someone new. Living in a very conservative county in a time of profound political division, sometimes I look at a person in the community who is new to me, and I wonder, will this person bring positive energy or negative energy into my life? Will they want to engage in collaboration or divisiveness? Will this person respond positively or react negatively to my engagement? Do I really want to risk my emotional, mental, spiritual health by engaging someone new? These questions pop into my mind and are reinforced by my own fear and anger that have been embedded in me by all the media, by the political symbols around me in this county, and by a small number of bad experiences. Not long ago, I was at the Not My President rally, 60 and 58. It was a great event. Not as many people as yesterday, but it was great. I felt joy at being with members of the fellowship and other people. I just felt I was surrounded by joyful individuals bringing positive energy and filling my bucket, if you will, my emotional bucket. A few male teenagers came up to me as the rally progressed. They said they wanted to interview me for their school. I said, wow, that's great. I'd love to. It's an opportunity to get to know them and, pass on positive energy into, school environment. So one of them had their little camera on the phone, and the other one stood next to me and asked questions. He asked me why I was at this rally and, at who was around, who would come to the rally. Do I know some of the groups and people that were here? Just really, it felt positive. And the teenager seemed very interested in what I was saying. And then he asked how I thought the president's actions were impacting people. I started to answer. I was saying things about the negative impact on the LGBTQ community, on people of color, on the immigrant population. I got to that last part, just, it happens to everyone, I think. I stuttered a little bit. The teenager made fun of me for stuttering and accused me of not knowing what I was talking about. His buddies joined in, ridiculing me and everyone in attendance. I discontinued the interview, and off the teenagers ran, laughing, taking my joy at being the rally away with them. Rationally, I know that most people I interact with will indeed provide me with a delightful dance of words and experiences that will allow me not only to learn and grow, but to have a meaningful impact on the world. It's up to me to prepare myself for situations that reinforce the negativity and divisiveness that make me feel afraid and angry and hesitant to reach out to others. I do this by having a space in my life, a place I can come to where I can be myself, a place where there are signs and symbols that remind me that I am safe even in challenging times. A place where I can hear about gratitude and love and openness, where people with different beliefs and ideas can share them in the spirit of growth and expanding worldviews. Where people do not try to persuade or manipulate me, where I don't have to be perfect, but can aspire to grow in mind, heart, spirit. If you haven't guessed, it's the Unitarian Universalist congregations. And right now, it's here with all of you. And I hope it's the same for you. I call this sermon a joyful sound because, at least for me, being here and listening to all of you talking to one another, knowing that you are sharing lively, loving, accepting interactions with one another, whether it's during the greeting that we just had or in fellowship hall or really anywhere, fills my bucket. I wonder, while you were sitting here in silence and listening to other people greet, what you felt, what you experienced. Did you feel that you were taking in some of the positivity that was around you? Just letting it come into you and fill you. That's what I experienced. And right now, I need it. I need my bucket filled, probably more than ever. I need it to be able to risk reaching out to people I don't know in Indian River County, in the world. Because reaching out right now is a risk. Someone might hurt my feelings or bring negative energy into my life. But I don't want to stop reaching out. I don't want to let my fear or anger control my interactions with others or the choices that I make. So I look for places like this one to fill my bucket. And yesterday's rally was one of those. For those of you who went, thousands of people here and people all over the country, we expressed our views and we filled our buckets together. Now, before I went, I heard that there would be some counter-protesters. And I did ask myself, was I going to let them keep me from the joy and meaning of gathering with those who are supporting issues that are important to me? And I said no. I wasn't going to let a few counter-protesters, and there were just a few, keep me from being with those who filled my bucket and who filled the bucket for this whole country. I didn't let them keep me from feeling connected with people all over, saying, hands off. Telling the administration, hands off our democracy, hands off bodily autonomy, hands off retirements, hands off climate justice, just plain hands off. I do have to admit that when I'm there, I do have difficult times occasionally. Mostly when I see one of the people that I love and treasure, those people around me, arguing or lashing out with a counter-protester. Just hurts my heart. When I was in Chicago, members of the congregation I served and I would go out to the local Planned Parenthood office and stand in silent affirmation in front of the offices. We were a positive barrier between those who were yelling and screaming and carrying really signs with explicit images, and those young adults just wanting to get an abortion. We were always reminded not to engage with the protesters by the people at Planned Parenthood. But we were there in silence. One of our members just couldn't hold on any longer. They were being attacked and attacked and attacked, and the people coming in were being attacked and attacked. And he just couldn't handle it. He started yelling back at the protesters, calling them names, telling them that they were doing harm. The result was that the police were called and we were asked to leave so that things wouldn't escalate. And so there was no one to bear witness, that silent witness to support those young adults coming into the center. I felt very sad that a member of our group would let fear, anger, hate control their actions. And I can't fault them completely because it is difficult to listen to the onslaught of negativity and falsehoods and spiritual manipulation that we were hearing. But here's the thing. I felt our standing in silent affirmation was a joyful sound, more powerful than all the negativity of all the protesters. In silence, we filled ourselves with positive energy. We filled those couples coming in with positive energy. But holding that silent affirmation is hard. Holding back the woe and anger and the fear and hate is hard, I know. But we must. We must hold on to joy and meaning. It takes effort, I know. Commitment, compassion, respect for ourselves and others. And even in these times of pain and woe, we need to cling to those places that bring us joy, to those people that bring us joy, to those gatherings that bring us joy. So we have a full bucket to be able to deal with situations like that, to not let the situation or the negativity control us. And so I'm going to invite you into one more meditation. I know Tom's done 3 meditations already. I'm going to ask you to do one more today. Again, to help fill your buckets. To help give you some of that joy so you can take it back out into the world. Not unrealistic joy, but real joy. Joy to deal with the hard stuff. So I invite you again to just let your eyes rest and take a deep breath. Silence. Silence can be a joyful sound. Peace and quiet. Let your heart slow down. Your mind quiet. Your body relax. Now listen for your own breath. Feeling, sensing, hearing the air as it enters and leaves your body. In and out. It is so joyful to be alive, and each breath affirms the joyful noise of life. Let your experience expand. Listen for those breathing around you. In and out, hearing all the collective breaths. Hear the joyful sound of their breathing, the breath of people who love you accept you just as you are, who support you in your growth and your introspection and your work for a better world. Let your bucket fill. Let me share these words once again. Joy is hard. It requires us to feel safe enough, to be safe enough, to open up to vulnerability. To feel joy, you must be brave. Joy walks into a room after the space has been cleared. Cleared of shame, cleared of doubt, cleared of self-recrimination. Joy is hard, but it is worth the work. Preparing oneself and setting down all the defenses, all the shoulds and could'ves, all the should not haves and might haves. Joy is worth the work. You are worth the work. You are worth the work. Invite joy to be your companion, my friends. Listen to the sounds of joy and let it fill you. Carry it with you into the world, and you will be able to do amazing things. We all will be there with you. Amen.
Please join us for our final hymn, number 128, For All That Is Our Life. Rise as you are willing and able.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift, which we are called to use, to build the common good, and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life.
My friends, may your heart dance in wisdom and wonder. May golden light and a whispering breeze fill your moments with joy, the very spark of being. Live like a sage, play like a child, dance with moments as they arrive. And now
we have a very special birthday greeting to Woody Sutton. This was the first of the auction items that was purchased. If you would like to join us in wishing happy birthday to Woody.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Woody. Happy birthday to you. From the time you were born, train, clothing,
This. But there was a sound effect there. He paid $300.
11:30.
And had Tom pick up delivery.
It was a strong train.
And there's another one.
Strong train.
Someone else got it.
Oh my gosh.
That's what, if I take it out of my pocket, I'll probably lose it. For sure.